back to the channel, and today is my October book haul. It is spooky season, so I'm trying to get myself into the mood for sure. I have dialed down my spending on books recently though. My last 3 book hauls were crazy. You know, I was spending £100 in a month, you know, getting lots of good bargains, but buying, 25 plus books each month isn't that sustainable. Today I have 15, toned it down a little bit. As always, I'm going to be doing these in price descending order. So we'll start with the most expensive book and finish with the cheapest book. Now, this month this is like the bargains month, effectively. I've not bought any kind of like brand new books. I've not purchased any special editions. So we're going to start at bargain basement. £5 or about $6.50 is the first book I picked up, which is Fires of Heaven. This is a Wheel of Time book. It is in poor condition, this one, but it was a hardback first edition for £5. I've kind of moved on all of my paperback copies of the Wheel of Time at this point, and I've been trying to find hardbacks to replace them. Got most of them done. Fires of Heaven is quite a difficult one to track down. This was not in very good condition. There is some tearing on the corners of this one. But it's kind of a placeholder for now. So I've got one on the shelf. Should I need to refer to it, should I need to reread it while I find a better condition copy. Not too bad from a value perspective, really. For about £4 or $5, I picked up a Stephen King novel. This is The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. This is it's quite a short novel. This is a hardback. I would say slightly smaller than the average hardback. And it cost me £4 or about $5. So Stephen King hardback for £4 isn't too bad. Next up, some paperbacks. I picked up some vintage crime fiction, some Ed McBain next for £3 or just under $4. I picked up these 2 lovely paperbacks. They've got like a film over them. I don't know if these were library copies, but they are both Penguin Green Spine crime editions. Yeah, we've got Killer's Wedge and we've got Killer's Choice. Yeah, so I don't know if these are 87th Precinct novels, but they certainly are police procedural crime novels in the Penguin Green Spine editions. So less than $4 a piece, not too bad for those. A couple of very old Penguins. I've got first up Scoop by Evelyn Waugh. These aren't in the greatest condition. £3 or about $3.80, not too bad. But these are the older versions. And then we've got The Seeds of Time by John Wyndham. I've got quite a few John Wyndham books. I don't think I had The Seeds of Time yet though, so I saw this for £3 before I pick it up. And Scoop by Evelyn Waugh, just missed out on my 50 books to read point 50. So when I get done with that list, this might be on the next list up. I didn't have a copy of that book yet, so I picked that up while it was cheap. I've got a couple of books recently by China Mieville, just because he comes very highly recommended on Booktube generally. And I think this is a short story collection. It's called 3 Moments of an Explosion. It's got a really cool cover. I don't know if you can make that out. Yeah, 3 Moments of an Explosion. It looks like maybe it's kind of like sci-fi horror related stories in that collection. Next up, a author that's been on the channel quite a bit is Robin Hobb, and here is Forest Mage. Also, this cost, I think these were £2, so I think the China Mieville hardback was £2, and so was Forest Mage by Robin Hobb. Quite a large, quite chunky hardback in pretty good condition for £2. Not one that's part of the Realm of the Eldlings, so this is a different series or a different novel. Next up is a Michael Crichton hardback, also £2. This is Prey. I don't know anything about this novel. It doesn't have a write-up on the back, just has a big picture of Michael Crichton. I'm not sure if this was one that was completed after his passing or if this was an older novel. I'd love to see, actually, inside when this particular edition had been published. It looks like it's kind of 20 to 25 years old, so possibly after he had died that one came out, so I'm not quite sure what his connection with the novel is. Next up, I've got some paperbacks I bought for £1.50 or less than $2. The first one up is Jim Butcher's Skin Game, a book in the Dresden Files. Quite a chunky one for Dresden Files, this one. One of the middle books. I didn't have this novel already, so I picked that one up for £1.50. Then The City and the City, again, China Miéville. This is a TV tie-in edition. Not a bad cover for a TV tie-in edition. I'm not a big fan of TV tie-in edition covers, but this is the BBC edition, this one, from Picador. Next up, one series of books I really am a big fan of is the Black Spine sci-fi masterworks. And this one here is The Drowned World by J.G. Ballard. In really, really good condition. It's been read, I can tell that. It's got a couple of creases in it. But it is in very, very good condition for less than $2. After that is the Yellow Spine sci-fi masterworks. And this is an Arthur C. Clarke novel. This one is The Fountains of Paradise. It has got quite a cool cover there. I'm not as big a fan of the Yellow Spine. I do like the covers quite a bit, but there's just so much, bright colour in those yellows. I find it to stand out on the shelf kind of blindingly. Next up is a book I did not already own in the Discworld series, and that is Faust Eric. It's quite a slim, slight novel in Discworld. It's in pretty good condition. It's kind of one of the middle books really in the series. It comes with a fairly decent reputation. It's one I didn't already have. It's in pretty good condition. It's got the old style kind of painted, Kirby painted cover there. So that's the kind of style I prefer to have them in. I do like the old paperbacks for these. And then finally, the cheapest book I bought this month was a sci-fi novel. It is Ian M. Banks' Look to Windward, which is a culture novel. It's by Orbit. It is a hardback. It cost me £1 or about $1.25. Nice and cheap. I didn't spend too much this month. I've cut down my spending and I've cut down the number of books that are going onto my shelves, which is a good thing because the space is very limited now. I think this is a more realistic haul size. I think going forward, I'll probably try to stick to 10 to 12 books per haul. That way I can manage what's on my shelf a little bit better. I hope you guys found some good books in October. Let me know if you've got any particular bargains, anything under £5 or $5. Please put it in the comments below and I'll catch you in the next one.